Hey people, welcome to the campus tour of 2020. Unfortunately, you can't go to the campus yourself and experience it and familiarize yourself with it in person, but we tried our best to do this through other means. So you're going to be watching a video next, following me in third person towards a bunch of important buildings that you're going to see in your first year. And afterwards, you're going to go through a PowerPoint presentation which allows you to kind of walk through the Spinoza building yourself. It's a very easy and light video, so that's all fine, but don't forget to pay attention because there's going to be a quiz afterwards. Hope you enjoy. Alright, so this is the Linnaeus building. I'm going to be biking here in a moment from the Heijndasseweg. And the acronym for this building is LIN. The building is mostly used for lectures and exams, so there isn't that much information that I can give to you. There are two big lecture halls inside the building and several smaller lecture rooms, each having their own number as an indicator. As a psychology student, you will spend a lot of time in these halls, either for lectures or exams. And it doesn't have a cafeteria itself, but right next to it is the Huygens where you can grab lunch in the cafeteria. Okay, so the next building is the Elinor Ostrom building, which has an acronym EOS. And while we bike over there, I'll explain already a little bit about it. So it has two functions at the university, namely that it is the faculty building for the Nijmegen School of Management, which is to the left when you enter, and the Radboud Sports Center, which is to the right when you enter. The Nijmegen School of Management means that this is the main building for all the studies regarding management studies. This is pretty much the same idea as that the Spinoza building is the faculty building for all social sciences. It can happen very well that you have classes here as well, either in the form of a lecture or in the form of a work group, but that doesn't really happen that often. And for the sporty people among us, the Radboud Sports Center is also situated here. Before you be able to sport though, you have to sign up for a membership. As soon as you have that membership, you can choose between 80 different sports in the form of courses, ticket hours, and free sports. Courses mean that you will spend a longer period of time with a teacher practicing that sport to get better in this particular sport. Ticket hours mean that the same class is given weekly at the same time. This is either to get an introduction to a certain sport or to be able to consequently work out. There are also a bunch of free sports which you can choose from, for example squash, tennis and swimming. You can reserve spots for these activities and are then able to do these sports without supervision. If you're interested in using the facilities or more information of the Sports Center, go to www.ru.nl/rsc. In addition to all of that, there's also a bunch of student sports clubs. These sports clubs basically make sure that you can practice your sport on a regular basis, but next to that also have a nice group of friends that you do it with. You can think, for example, of a soccer sport club or a hockey sport club. The Radboud Sports Center website also has a lot of information on these associations, so if you're interested in them, go check it out. Alright, in front of me here is the Erasmusplein. We'll go over the buildings here one after one. In the corner right next to me here, we have the Spar. That's the university supermarket. It's quite small, but does have everything you can imagine needing. Mostly there's food and coffee, but there's also toilet paper, school supplies and so on. There's two important things here. One is that you can only pay by card, and two is that at noon, there's a tremendously long line at the cash registers. Next to the Spar is the Erasmus building. It's a huge building with a lot of rooms. These rooms are often used as offices or as work group rooms. Most of the times you will have work groups here. If you have class here, the acronym will be simply E. Another important facility in this building is the post and print shop. Here you will be able to pick up the readers you order online or put in other print orders. The way to do this is also mentioned in the information magazine. Alright, next up is the Refter. The Refter is the university cafeteria. It's a really big cafeteria where you can always go to for breakfast, lunch or dinner. There's also a coffee corner if you would like to get some coffee or tea. The structure here is that there are several different stands where you can order a certain type of food from. All these stands thus have different themes, so you could, for example, get some Thai food from one stand or a burger from another. And of course, there are also plenty of options for vegetarians and vegans. 39% of all the food served here is suitable for vegetarians and vegans. You can also look up their weekly menu online. We'll speed up the video now so you'll be able to see all the stands that are here. And right after that, we'll show you the way to the university library. Okay, we've made it to the university library, and this is where you probably will spend most of your time studying. If you ever need any help here, you can always ask at the help desk. There are three main areas you can sit at. First, we have the computer room here on the left. In case you don't have any access to a laptop or computer yourself, you can always come here and do some work. It's also possible to print here. In the information magazine, you can find help on how to print. Next, on the other side, we have a silent study area without computers. So you can sit here with your own laptops or simply with some books and notes. Downstairs, there's another study area without computers, pretty much the same as the one on the ground level. There's also an IT help desk here. So if you ever have any questions regarding IT stuff, you can ask them there. We'll speed up the video again so you can get familiar with the insides of this building.
Hello. After seeing all this, you might think that you go to the library to study for yourself or to find books and things like that. But fortunately, there are other things that the library can do for you. And one of the most important things is that there are people who can help you with any questions you have. You might have questions about how to search literature, how to find databases and things like that. And there are people, and for social science we have a special team of people who have knowledge in the field who can help you with all these questions you might have. These people are not stationed here in the central library. They are stationed at the moment in the Comeniuslaan, and in the new year they will be in the brand new Maria Montessori building. But they can also be reached digitally online, telephone, email, the Ask Your Librarian service on the website of the library, and especially in times like this, use these channels and make sure you ask your questions about the library.